What's happening, financial coaches? It's Pete here. Hey, I want to talk to you today about something that I came across in, sales training many years ago, and it's just the idea of rejection. And I don't really have an outline for this conversation here. It's going to be a little off the cuff. And basically, what a lot of people don't like is getting rejected. I don't like it either. It's not nice. I don't care if you're dating or you're applying to jobs or you're applying to schools or you are looking for clients, right? Rejection is not great. And there's actually a book that I got. I haven't read it yet. It's called Rejection Proof. And it sounds kind of interesting. A friend of mine referred it to me. And I think I'm probably going to enjoy it. But basically, what I wanted to talk about is this concept of being rejected before the sale and what is almost guaranteed rejection before the sale. And I think it was Chet Holmes. He's a very successful sales guy. I think this is his concept essentially. But the idea here is that when you're trying to get clients and you ask them to become a client, they are probably going to say no a number of times. Now, that does not mean that you should just turn tail and give up when they say no. And in fact, this is going to really depend on whether you're looking for a referral partner or you're looking for a vendor or a business partner or just a specific client. I also want to say here that it doesn't mean you need to hound people. All right. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you just want to wear people down, because what I think you also want are clients that are enthusiastic about needing you. What I think a little bit more, and I'm going to kind of try to adapt this for financial coaching, is that you want to have some direct asks to be a client, but not necessarily hard asks, if that makes sense. So what I'm thinking here is that you want to be in front of people a dozen times to get them to be a financial coaching client. And that might mean doing a bunch of videos, right? They need to see a dozen of them before they turn into a client. This might mean a newsletter or an email that you send out. You might send out, hey, listen, I heard, that you had some kids going to college, and I had pulled together some FAFSA information. I don't know if that would be helpful to you, but I'd be happy to send it to you. You're just probably going to have to be alert to opportunities to have conversations with people. And you should be okay with the idea when they say, oh, I appreciate that, I don't need it right now. And just continue to say, hey, that is part of the guaranteed rejection. So one of the things that I worked with people on, and again, this was a version of Chet Holmes, is to say, listen, depending on what you're selling, there's going to be a kind of a ratio of rejections before the sale. And what I mean is that, let's say I am trying to get you to sign on as a financial coaching client. I think I could ask you 9 times until before you become a client. So maybe on the 10th time. And let's say if that's a reasonable number of rejections, what I should do is I should say, hey, Jane Doe, I think, would make a great client. What I understand about her financial situation, she's right in my wheelhouse and fits the demographic, and it just might not be right now. But I'm going to put 10 little boxes. And the 10th one is going to be she becomes a client. And the first one, I'm going to put rejection 1, rejection 2, rejection 3, rejection 4, whatever it might be. And I want to fill all those boxes. So I want to be in front of Jane with my email newsletter. I want to send her a personal email. I want to send her a mailer. I'm not saying you actually should do these types of things, but I'm going to make sure that I get my video in her Facebook feed here. I want to make sure that I get my blog post in her feed. I want to make sure that she gets my newsletter in the spring, blah, 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 whatever it is, because I want to know specifically that I'm getting in front of these people 9 times because I think that they would be a good client for me. And on that 10th time, they should convert, because what I think we do is we say, oh my gosh, they didn't respond to my newsletter, and I sent a personalized email, I never got a response on that, and I did a video and I know they saw it said that they saw it and she even liked it, but and I didn't get 3 rejections is not nearly enough, honestly. For most high trust business relationships, you're going to have 9 to 12 rejections before you convert a client. Now that might mean some people will have 20 or 30, and some might convert after the 3rd connection or impression that they get. But you have to get in the mindset of successful rejections. And I would make those pretty concrete and not 3. I don't think that's enough. You want to make sure that you are getting out there and getting in front of people 9 times. That's kind of the number I use for financial coaching. And so it's 9 videos and 9 blog posts and all these things. And once you start checking those off, now you can start saying, all right, who's converting? Right? because now you can start saying, well, maybe they're just not going to be a client, or maybe they need the 20 touches. Maybe some people are saying, listen, how do I unsubscribe from your newsletter? That's fine too. Some of those people will never be clients. That's fine, right? But you're not going to know that after one. Um, and so I think the idea that for me, especially when I'm in the sales mode and trying to get big clients for bigger services or whatever it might be, well, trust me, I have this idea that it might be 10 times, 11 times, 12 times. And so when I send something out and I send an email about, hey, we sent some stuff to your office, just want to know if you got it and if you have any questions. And they send, no, we got it. Thanks. I'm great. I smile at that and check off. We had an interaction. That's number 2, right? Now I just need 10 more. So I know all that has a compounding effect, and hopefully that helps a little bit when you think about kind of getting rejections early and even a string of rejections in sequence here, and you get dejected and you say, hey, they're never going to become a client. Just think about all of those initial rejections as the requirements to getting that sale. So hopefully that helps. See you later.